Hello and welcome to another episode of Motor India. Today we have the pleasure of hearing from Krishnakumar S. With a visionary approach to innovation and balancing traditional powertrains with EV technologies and new innovations, he'll be sharing with us his company's key ideas and strategies roadmap for the future. So stay tuned till the end.
Year 2024 has been a little bit of a mixed kind of a year. We have seen the good part is that we are still having growth. We are seeing still a situation where we are growing beyond 2023, 2024. So 24-25 is also expected for us to be a growth year as far as Shriram Pistons as a group is concerned. Now, why do I say this is, the backdrop of the whole discussion is that the car market is a little bit slow now at this stage. And we also see that the commercial vehicle has not picked up the way we expected it to pick up. But however, the two-wheeler industry has really done well. And with a growth of almost anywhere between 13 to 15% over last year, we see a sizable number, that it will end up this year very close to around 20 million. And we also expect that the car industry will grow at somewhere around 2 to 3% by the end of this year. And with the commercial vehicle industry growing or remaining almost flattish, and the tractor industry growing somewhere close to around anywhere between 3 to 5%, we see a good possibility for us to still improve our business over last year. And at the same time, with the consolidation of our overall business as a SPRL group, we are expecting that we will still continue to be in the double-digit figures as far as growing the market is concerned. Our aim has always been to outgrow the market, and I feel that we are doing very well in that area to be able to outgrow the overall business. Now, as far as the overall businesses are concerned, I think our piston rings and engine valves business, the legacy business, has done very well. Not only one new businesses, but at the same time, we have also been improving our market share as well as improving our aftermarket penetration, thereby improving our overall sales. The first 2 quarters we have already you would have seen our results. We have outgrown the market by almost 100%, and that gives us the confidence that yes, we will continue to outgrow the markets. And coming to our various verticals, apart from the piston rings and engine valves, there are 2 more verticals that we focus on. One is very clearly the plastic injection molding business that we have through our Takata business, and which also has been growing in the double-digit figures today. And the motor and controller business. By the end of this year, for 24-25, we expect to outgrow that business also by 100%. So we are very confident that we are doing all the right things for the business. The good part is that the plastics business, we are also consolidating by, with our recent acquisition that we have announced, with the definitive agreement that have been signed. And I'm also very happy to state that we have just completed the deal. And TGPEL will be now a part of SPRL, and this is the Timex Group company which was more into plastic injection molding, primarily precision injection molding. And we think that this business will also help us to consolidate our position in the plastics industry with the combined turnovers of Takata and this crossing over 500 crores. I think it will be a sizable business in our portfolio. I can give you some breakdown of our business. Overall, see, our aftermarket business is roughly anywhere between 18 to 20% of our overall business. And our aftermarket business, if you see in the Indian context, we have coverage across the whole of India. We have over 1,200 partners whom we have developed over the last 5 decades. That work with us very, very closely. We believe in close partnerships. Correct. With all our distributors as well as the retailers. We go right up to the retail outlets. We also have contacts with all the engine reborers and others, so that we are able to give a very comprehensive solution to the end customers. And our approach of giving comprehensive solution has been the hallmark of ensuring that Usha or SPR is being demanded by the customers.
Mm.
And in the aftermarket, the business is more about giving the right quality, the right approach to meeting the customer demands, and ensuring that when that you don't unnecessarily resize the full engine or exchange the full engine, rather than when you can do with only just a boring and putting all the liners, the right liners and the right pistons, thereby giving value to the customer in terms of extending the life of the vehicle.
Correct.
So we do this regularly, and we do this across all segments, whether it is two-wheeler, whether it is four-wheeler, or the commercial vehicles also. And because of that kind of an approach, we give it's a one-stop shop for the end reborers, in terms of trying to get the right products for their vehicles. And we have a fairly good coverage. Normally it so happens, in any cyclic business, automotive is a fairly cyclical business.
Yeah.
So we normally see, when the OE goes up, the aftermarket normally tends to come down, because we see that the customers migrate to new vehicles and all that. But whenever the OE goes down, the customers tend to migrate, tend to go for, revamping their existing vehicles to ensure that they can get more life out of it. And the aftermarket tends to slightly pick up. So that has been the case. And when I said that we have outgrown the markets, it has not been only because of the aftermarket. It has been also because of our penetration to newer areas. Within our existing legacy business also, we have tried to get into newer businesses, newer areas, newer export businesses. For example, we have gone into newer applications like marine engines. We have gone newer applications like railway engines, and then some of the requirements for, say, snowmobile applications, etc., which has really helped us to penetrate into newer markets. And that has given us the extra, business that has been quite welcome for all of us, So
wonderful.
That's how we have been able to grow. First and foremost, this area is so vast. I can tell you there is innovation going on a daily basis.
Correct.
So not only from a perspective of the product, there is also the perspective of the technology. So what is happening is, to a large extent, we see that there is a huge demand from a sustainability angle also, that we have to make the vehicles more and more carbon neutral. Now, because of that requirement, the government is pushing us to work on, say, applications for ethanol with ethanol blending. It could be 10%, 20%, 85%. Now, we have, as a company, we have a very, state-of-art R&D center. And this R&D center is actually complete in all respects, including engine testing. We do the engine testing even for our customers. So, as a result, we can give solutions which are tailor-made for the customers, at the same time, duly tested and, completely, ready for the market.
Got it.
And so we are working on multiple technologies now. We are working on ethanol blending, right up to 85, even in some cases 100%. And we have solutions for CNG. We are probably amongst the leading manufacturers for CNG applications, both for our piston technology as well as the engine valve technology. We have solutions for the HCNG applications, where there is a hydrogen blending, to a tune of almost 20%. That is done with CNG, so that you are able to really not only make it more carbon neutral, but at the same time give a longevity to the vehicular reach. And then we are also working on hydrogen as a technology, hydrogen as an ICE engine, where we have been able to introduce some products specific to our customers. I can't go into details of the projects of the customers, as they are very confidential. But we have, many of the pistons that we have given, which requires a very different kind of an approach in terms of meeting the hydrogen requirements, both from hydrogen embrittlement standpoint as well as from the compression ratio standpoint. That we have to give a very different kind of a solution to the customers. And those solutions are being tested now by the OEMs. There are a couple of vehicles which are already running in the field there. And we are also working on technologies for the future, which includes biofuels. It includes various applications where there is a mixture of biofuels with diesel. and also a combination of mixture of CNGs with various other biofuels. So there are a lot of new applications that have come, and on which our teams are working. And I'm very happy to state that we are far ahead as far as those developments are concerned in terms of the full solutions that will get introduced to the market. Now that was from a product angle. Now from a solution angle, we also have solutions for the hybrid engines. We are probably amongst the leaders in terms of giving solutions for specific applications for our end customers, which have already gone into the market. And we are confident that those solutions are increasing day by day. And we will increase our penetration to the hybrid engines and others. From a plastics angle also, from a plastic injection molding angle also, we have now gone in for various other applications, newer applications for AC air conditioning requirements, applications, very specific applications going into EV vehicles, where you require very high amount of metal impregnated plastic injection molding. And we are presently leading this portfolio for almost all our customers today.
Super.
And I'm happy to state that with the acquisition of TGPEL, we will be in a position to further enhance that status. And the good part is there's not too much of a commonality of the products that TGPEL and Takata give to the market. It's very complementary to that standpoint, that we actually is very synergistic for us, for our customers and needs. So see, basically all these segments are very focused on technology. So if you really see, EMFI is primarily on the motor and controller technology, and it is for EV vehicles, electric vehicles. So our focus has been that we have to be present in all powertrains, whether it is diesel, gasoline, biofuels, hydrogen, and now the electric powertrains. So we want to be present in all the powertrains. So getting into the motor and controller technology was very strategic from that standpoint. And what we did in that was to ensure that we attack the full range of vehicles. Right from 250 watts right up to 350 kilowatts. Today we can make the motors in our Coimbatore factory. And the good part is we are winning businesses. And we have been, we are very confident that this whole thing will scale up now. And we are amongst the first companies to get the ICAT approval, both for motor and controller. So controllers, we have the full manufacturing that we do, including the wave soldering and everything. So we have believed in giving to our customers a fully localized product. And idea is that this being a very competitive field, we have to ensure that we remain quite competitive in the markets, and for that a full vertical integration is required. And that is how we have always approached it. We have put in a good amount of money in that. Similarly, in our plastics factory also, we are continuing to put a lot of capital, primarily to cater to these newer demands that are coming in, both for the EV vehicles as well as for some of the existing vehicle upgrades like the hybrids and others. So for both, we are attacking that business from that perspective, and that is the reason why it has become necessary that we buy the adjacent piece of land in Takata, also build a new factory there. We have also bought a new piece of land in Coimbatore, and we are building a state-of-art factory in Coimbatore for our motors and controllers. And we are also building our own for our existing business for whatever we have discussed. We are also investing heavily into our new factory in Indore, Pithampur, where we have put a state-of-art facility for manufacturing of engine valves at this stage, but at a later stage we plan to invest also into other areas. So there's a good amount of investment going into the legacy business, into the newer business that we are acquiring, and at the same time we are also ensuring that we keep a good amount of reserves available for newer acquisitions that we plan to do. So I did talk about this earlier. So in all our material usage that we do, we are ensuring that we stay ahead of the curve by giving our customers the best in technology. Now this comes from a number of years of our own experience, of our existence of 5 decades, and at the same time a very good partnership with all our collaborators.
Correct.
We collaborate for pistons with Kolbenschmidt. We also collaborate with Honda Foundry. Now Honda has its own alloys that they use, material alloys, and they keep on upgrading those alloys for various applications. For newer applications like the hybrids, etc., the alloy is completely different. We are ensuring that we are able to manufacture all that locally, and at the same time give the best local solution to all our Honda customers from the technology that we get from Honda Foundry. Similarly, for Kolbenschmidt as well as for Riken, there are multiple technologies required in terms of coating, in terms of friction reduction that we use and that we work together along with our collaborators to be able to give to our end customers. Now, these technologies require a huge amount of capital, and at the same time, it requires a huge amount of technical skill.
Exactly.
That's why our R&D center is so well equipped with over 100 engineers working for only for technology and working on this legacy business. So we firmly believe that legacy business is not going to go anywhere. It may get transformed into different kinds of businesses, like a diesel engine converting to a gasoline engine, or a gasoline engine converting to biofuels and multiple fuels, and hydrogen coming in, etc., etc. But IC engines are going to stay for some time, and at the same time, parallelly, multiple technologies will evolve, like the electric powertrains, like the hydrogen ICE engines as well as fuel cell engines. So we have to be prepared to attack all the technologies that is required for these kind of vehicles. So we are preparing ourselves that. Now this is it's easier said than done.
Exactly.
Frankly speaking, it requires a lot of work. Wherein we have to work with our customers also, and at the same time, it requires us to put a lot of money for R&D efforts. So while I must say that inflation has hit us, there is a impact of inflation everywhere to every business.
Correct.
And where we thought that it would be somewhere around 4.5% is tending towards 6.5-7% today. So the 3% increase is a big increase in a business. Similarly, for some of the other areas where we have got cost increases, primarily because of the wars that is going on, the two big wars that are going on, has led to a big increase in our supply chain costs. Where all our ships have to take diverse routes. 20% of our business is export.
Exactly.
And exports are badly affected. The markets are affected. So to that extent, we have to cover up not only the drop in the business in exports, but also cover up the costs that happen. So it's a very fine balance that has to be maintained between all our cost parametrics to ensure that we are able to still deliver the kind of results that. Yeah, actually there are a number of areas that we work on. First is of course the operative efficiencies. We are trying to see how we can keep it at the best level. How can we keep our capacity utilization the right levels, ensure that we have the right manning for those capacities. And then we are also working on a number of initiatives of automation and digitization, which is really helping us to come out of this area of dependence on too much of let's say manpower, and be able to deliver results at the right levels. At the same time, there are some areas where we are working on technological improvements. We are trying to combine processes. We are trying to look at fungibility of lines, etc., which also helps us to improve on our results.
Wonderful.
So there are multiple actions all across the company, including cost controls, which actually help us to maintain our margins. No, for sustainability, we are doing. I will answer this question in two parts. The first part is sustainability as a requirement for the business, and sustainability of the business. Right. So both the things I will answer. First thing, let me answer the second part first. Sustainability of the business is, as I said earlier, the ICE engine is not going anywhere, and we have to keep investing, because see, if I just give you a few let's say important points on the overall ICE engine strategy. ICE engines are, let's say, on an average growing, we expect a CAGR of around roughly, the overall vehicle CAGR, I will expect somewhere around 5%. To be on a very, I will not put it very optimistic, it's a cautious optimism. So if we put cautious optimism and say 5% CAGR will be achieved over the next 10 years, we expect a 50% growth. Now, with the 50% growth and the existing market, let's assume even somewhere around 30% penetration of EVs. We expect that the current level of ICE engines that will be manufactured will be 20% more than today.
Correct.
Now, who is putting money for that kind of capacity? So, we have to foresee this issue and we have to put money, but then you have to also generate that kind of money. So, it becomes necessary for us to maintain those cash flows and be able to invest into the existing business and also invest into the newer businesses that we want to be a part of. Today, with our investments into the plastics business, which I told you is over, which will touch over 500 crores as turnover, and also our motors and controllers business and some other acquisition that we'll do in the future, we have to keep a good amount of money for all this. And those are all growth areas, so we have to keep investing in those growth areas. So our aim has been to, make the overall group a very fairly sustainable business group. So that we are able to deliver to all our stakeholders the required results with the right profitability levels and be able to ensure that all our stakeholders are taken care of. So this we will continue as a business. Now, coming to sustainability as a requirement for the business, I would put in that we are doing multiple things to do that. We are investing into what is called as solar power. Now, in our Ghaziabad factory, close to 30% of our power requirement is met by solar. We have already invested into that.
Lovely.
Similarly, we are investing in all our other factories. The newer factory that we have put, the newest factory that we have put is in Pithampur. That entire business is 40% funded by or is being applicated with solar power. Right from day one. Right from the start of the business.
Correct.
So we have invested over 150 crores in that in Indore for that. So we believe in sustainability. Not from as a group, we think that we have to ensure that we do all the right things for the environment, for carbon neutrality, so that we don't leave a bad mark for our future generations. So we have been investing heavily. Now in Ghaziabad as well as in Pathredi, in all our factories, we are water positive, are 100% water positive. And at the same time, we are also doing a lot of things with regards to heat recovery. We are doing heat recovery and heat recovery to be used, the heat that we get out to be used for cooling. We are having multiple levels of investment done for heat pumps and other things. So there are massive amount of activities that we are doing to be able to ensure that sustainability as a process is built into all our operating and manufacturing processes. This includes also things like circularity, ensuring that we are able to reuse some of the materials that we use. There is a limitation when you are making a product with such high accuracies. It is not possible for us to reuse material just like that. So we have to ensure that only at certain areas we can reuse the material. So those areas we reuse. We do a lot of, at many places we buy virgin material. For all our OEMs is all with virgin material. So we can't have circularity there. But at the same time, we ensure that the aluminium that we buy or from renowned sources like Hindalco and others is all green aluminium. So we ensure that we are buying that, and we are trying to improve all our scope 1, scope 2, scope 3 positions for our sustainability thing. So as we have already gone in for EcoVadis, we have already gone in for multiple levels of sustainability assessments, and we have done very well in all those assessments in a very big way. Many of our plants we have put in a lot of robotization, and some of the cells that we we call it as manufacturing cells are all fully integrated with robotics, so that there's very less of human interference. And at the same time, we have also used a lot of AI techniques to be able to get, for some of our processes, kind of accuracies of reporting, from a reporting angle. In terms of all our lines are 100% mapped for traceability. All our products, customers get fully traceable. We can go right up to the last level of a person who has manufactured on that particular day. Even after 5 years, you come to us, we'll be able to tell you who has manufactured it and who was the person who was there on the line who manufactured that product. So that is a level of traceability that we have, because our product demands it.
Exactly.
It's not for any other reason. We can't have a product which goes into the engine. Otherwise, tomorrow, there will be multiple recalls and other issues.
True.
Which will happen. So these are very critical parts, and it requires a very high level of traceability. So we have to put in a lot of money in that area. What happens is, this industry is going to be a multilateral industry. It is going to be there. It is always going to exist that way. And if we are not able to attack all segments of the market at the same time, then you will not, exist at the pace at which you want to exist with your customers. You will fall behind in terms of giving the solutions. So our aim has always been to stay ahead of the market, stay ahead of the curve. So we have always managed to ensure, and that has come not because of anything else, but because of the huge amount of investment we have put in R&D. So we have vertical teams which work on individual projects. And all of them are authorized to directly interact with the customers.
Okay. So their needs, their customization.
They work very closely with the customers, right from drawing board stage, to ensure that they are able to give the right solution to the customers. So that also helps us to keep ahead of the curve in terms of getting the right technology. And for technology, we reach out to our partners, to our collaborators, whether it is Kolben Schmidt or Riken or this one Fuji Ozex for engine valves, or Takahata for our new plastics business, or EMF innovation. So it is always that we, wherever we need, we don't want to reinvent the wheel. We don't want to start from ground zero. We are able to get these technologies from our partners and then reach a certain level much faster. In terms of our customer needs. No, we have one major center in Ghaziabad, which I talked about, and we have small units in Pathredi and now in our Pithampur factory, as well as in. We have a fairly good R&D setup in EMF innovations now. In for our motors and controllers, we are probably one amongst the few companies which have all the dust chambers, the heated chambers, and noise level measurements, dB level measurements, to doing the full testing on a rig. So we do multiple things to make customers get the confidence on the product. Investments have to be done the way I already told you. The kind of investments we've done over the last 5 years, and we want to continue to do the investments for the business, and we'll continue to do that. Well, as a group, as I said, we want to outgrow the market by 100%. So that is a given. We want to always ensure that we keep growing. Multiple levels of business will grow at multiple levels, because they are at different stages of its growth. For example, the motors business will probably grow 100% because it's at a very low base. And the plastics business will probably grow at a slightly higher rate, because we are penetrating into multiple industries, not only automotive, but we also supply to medical industry, to music industry, etc.
Wonderful.
So we have multiple application areas, which actually helps us to grow the business well. So I think I am very optimistic about the way we have been growing, and about the way that we'll continue to grow in the next few years. Well, even though the market is slightly muted at this stage, but I think it is a very, very temporary phase. I feel that with all the right things been happening for the economy, and with the government focusing on infrastructure, the overall development of the individual states, and the amount of money that has been put into, been committed by the government with regards to PLI, and manufacturing and other requirements that the government is focusing on, I think that growth is a given. There is nothing going to stop us from growing, and there's nothing going to stop India from becoming the third largest economy soon. And if that has to happen, growth has to happen. And I feel that we have to be aligned to the requirements of the growth. And I think SPRL as a company is committed to all its customers. We are very focused on growing the business, and we'll continue to invest for the same, and we'll continue to grow with our customers. So now this particular thing requires a good amount of balance in maintaining our cash flows and to ensure that we are utilizing this cash well in all areas. Now our aim is to ensure that we grow in all the areas, including our legacy business, because we expect that the legacy business is not going anywhere, at least for the next anywhere between 20 to 25 years. And we have seen that we have de-risked the business by being into areas which are not going to get electrified soon.
Correct.
So as a result, we have, I think, done well in de-risking our whole business. But at the same time, we have been putting back money into the existing business also. So on an average, this is public knowledge that we have already put in close to 600 crores for all our newer acquisitions, through our growth engine called SEL. We call it as SPR Engineers Limited. And we have also grown our legacy business. We have put in over 500 crores in the last close to 4 years, that we have spent almost 1100 crores already.
Okay. On engine valves, rings and pistons. Yes.
No, in totality. In all the businesses that we, including the acquisition that we have done. So I think we have been investing wisely, we have been investing carefully, and we have been also putting back the money back into our legacy business in a very judicious manner to be able to ensure that we are able to continuously grow.
Correct.
So over the next few years, we expect that all this that we have done over the last 4 years will further give us improved results in the coming years, and we are able to sustain our growth momentum.
I hope you found the interaction with Krishnakumar Srinivasan insightful. His strategies, his ideas, and the whole plan of de-risking the business and focusing on several verticals that will shape the transition of the mobility sector is really insightful and shows us what a visionary leader and the company can plan for. If you like this video and the exclusive interaction, hit that subscribe button. We see you on the other side soon.